two of them step cautiously into the dark opening, the dense canopy overhead swallowing what little light remains. Shadows stretch long and deep, and every step forward is met with the rustling of leaves and the crunch of twigs underfoot. The air grows thick with the earthy scent of damp wood and moss, while tangled brambles claw at their clothes, making each movement feel like wading through a living forest. As they press on, their eyes slowly adjust to the murky darkness, just in time to catch a soft, ethereal glow ahead. They push past a thicket of low-hanging branches and emerge onto a narrow, winding trail. Around them, clusters of bioluminescent mushrooms bloom in a breathtaking array of colors. Pulsing blues, gentle purples, and vivid greens. The soft, rhythmic glow of the fungi creates an otherworldly path, casting eerie yet mesmerizing patterns across the forest floor and illuminating their way forward.
Whoa. It's breathtaking. The photos in school don't do this place any kind of justice. It's a real thing.
He touches one of the mushrooms, and the lights get brighter.
There's something oddly calming about this place.
Various enchanted creatures scurry and dart through the underbrush, each one adding to the forest's lively mystical ambiance. Tiny winged beings with iridescent glows flit between the trees, their soft whispers blending with the rustling leaves. Small furry creatures with shimmering eyes peek out from behind thick roots, watching curiously before disappearing into the shadows. Strange ethereal beings float lazily above the glowing mushrooms, their translucent forms pulsing within inner light. Everywhere they look, the forest hums with life, a delicate balance of magic and mystery. Then, a cute little fairy flutters past Yuri's eyeline.
Oh, never seen a real fairy before. It's beautiful.
Yuri looks at all these new things with a look of wonder and excitement as the weight of everything begins to lighten. They continue along the path for a bit, until they reach an area where the whole environment becomes more open and lit better. The sun shines, blinding them a bit. They cover their eyes to see this beautiful forest.
So, where do we go from here?
Wickston jumps off of Yuri's head to begin making dramatic hand gestures.
Ah, yes! Now this I remember. I know this place like the back of my paw.
He raises his paw up mightily. Yuri smiles and chuckles at him a little.
I'm glad you're starting to remember stuff. Lead the way.
As they venture deeper into the forest, Wickston leads the way, guiding Yuri through a labyrinth of treacherous obstacles lurking at every turn. The air grows thick with tension, as the forest itself seems determined to stop them. Twisting vines lash out from the shadows. Thorn-covered branches swipe at their clothes, and eerie predatory eyes glint from the darkness, tracking their every move. At one point, Wickston eagerly points out a narrow pathway ahead. Yuri steps forward, only to feel the ground vanish beneath his feet. In an instant, he's sinking into a pit of quicksand, his heart pounding as the thick, muddy substance pulls him down with alarming speed. Desperately, he reaches for a nearby vine, gripping it with everything he has. Wickston, with surprising strength, tugs him free just before the ground swallows him whole. Shaken but determined, they press on. Wickston directs Yuri toward another route, leading them to the base of a towering grass-covered mountain. The ground trembles under their feet as they realize the looming threat above. At the peak, a massive giant hurls enormous boulders down the slopes, each one crashing with earth-shaking force. Yuri's eyes widen in horror as he grabs Wickston, dragging him into a frantic sprint to avoid being crushed beneath the cascading stones. Panting, they barely escape the mountain's wrath, only for Wickston to excitingly point out yet another path. This one winds through a grove of peculiar red-hot trees radiating an intense heat. Yuri hesitates, but Wickston presses on. Suddenly, with an ill-timed sneeze from the familiar, the trees shudder violently. Then, without warning, their fiery leaves detach and take flight, swirling through the air like burning embers. They shoot towards them with searing intensity, crackling and hissing as they attempt to latch onto their clothes and skin. Yuri yelps, swatting them away frantically, while Wickston scurries ahead, urging him to move faster. Without a second thought, Uri and Wickston bolt from the grove, the fiery inferno licking at their heels as they hightail it out of that part of the forest, lungs burning and adrenaline coursing through their veins. Uri looks as if he's exhausted from all that, when Wickston points out another way to go. It's pointing towards a sea of giant spider webs.
This way for sure.
Wickston, with a big smile on his face, heads towards the spider web, when Uri grabs him and heads in a different direction.
Hey, wait! It's this way!
He has no idea where he's going.
Wickston, I gotta ask, are you sure you know where you're going?
Of course! It's just through this path.
But you said that about the last few directions.
I just need to get my bearings.
Uri pulls out his phone and tries to pull up a map. It's unable to get a signal.
I should have known that wouldn't work. Guess we do this the old-fashioned way.
He reaches into his infancy bag and pulls out a foldable map. He spreads it out on the ground and looks at it.
I brought this map in case the forest's magical field was too much for non-magic devices.
He studies the map, then looks over at Wickston.
So, we are trying to get to some kind of flower village. All I see is a place called Floralia? Does that ring a bell?
Wickston begins to ponder a little. He taps on his little head, trying to remember.
I'll be honest, I have no idea.
Now, I know I should have asked this before we left, but Wickston, what do you remember?
His eyes go wide. He looks down and around and starts getting uncomfortable again. Wickston flashbacks to him in his humanoid form, running from something in the forest. Multiple trees are on fire, and whatever is behind him is vast and dark. He trips over a fallen branch and snaps out of it.
Every time I ask about the past, he acts weird. Hey, you doing all right?
Uri, the last thing I remember is me running away from something and falling.
Hey, don't worry about it. How about we check out this Floralia and see if we can turn up anything about your home?
He nods sheepishly. Uri picks him back up, and he crawls on his head again. They begin walking again. An hour later. The two had been walking for a while. They reach the top of a cliffside. Uri plops down on a nearby rock.
Ugh, I need to rest my feet. Goddamn magic sneaker boots!
Wickston gets down and looks off into the cliffside. He takes a deep breath. His candle wick on his head starts burning brighter, and a sweet smell starts wafting over to Uri. Uri pulls out the map again.
If I'm reading this right, it says we need to... Oh... Wow, that smells real good.
He looks over to Wickston, standing on the edge of the cliff. Uri quickly snaps out of his smell-induced trance. He jumps up and runs over to Wickston, quickly scooping him up.
Wickston, you gotta be careful.
I'm okay. I'm just burning a little.
Still, you shouldn't stand too close to the cliff. You could...
Suddenly, the ground quakes beneath them. Before Uri can move out of the way, the ground crumbles underneath them, and they start sliding down the side of the cliff. The map flies out of his hand. Ah! They slide all the way down the cliff, hitting rocks and various plants on the way down.
Ow! Oof.
They brace for impact, but land on a thick mound of snow on the ground, saving them. Uri is upside down, face first in the snow mound. He quickly pulls his head out of the mound and shakes the snow out of his hair. Wickston plops his head from out of the snow.
Let's do that again.
Uri grabs some snow in his hand and lets it fall out of it. He tries to stand in the snow and falls over a little.
Snow? Doesn't snow in the enchanted forest? To my knowledge, the ecosystem doesn't get cold enough for that.
He looks around. He places his hand on a tree to see it has a thick layer of ice on it.
Magic.
In the distance, the faintest sound of music is playing. Wickston jumps out of the mound and starts heading towards the sound.
Ooh, what heavenly music!
Wickston, wait! You don't know what's over there?
But he's already off into the thick of the icy forest area. Uri chases after him.
Wait up!
He slips a little on the icy ground. He grabs onto a nearby tree for support.
Whoa!
He sees Wickston's light getting further and further away.
Come on!
Uri picks himself up and heads towards the music. Two gnarled branches slowly part, revealing a secluded cove blanketed in soft, untouched snow. At its center, a young demon bard strands with unwavering focus, his violin resting gently beneath his chin. As he draws the bow across the strings, delicate snowflakes drift down in perfect harmony with each note, settling like whispers on the frozen ground beneath him. The music weaves through the air, carrying an almost hypnotic rhythm. With a graceful push, he glides effortlessly across the newly formed ice, his movements fluid and precise. Eyes closed, he loses himself in the melody, his feet tracing intricate patterns on the glassy surface. He twirls effortlessly, the hem of his coat flaring out like a dark shadow against the shimmering ice. A spin tightens into a perfect pirouette, then bursts into a sweeping arc as he bends low, one hand skimming across the surface in an elegant flourish. Suddenly, he leaps into the air with breathtaking ease, his violin never faltering. As he lands, a flurry of snow rises beneath his feet, and with a flick of his wrist, the snowfall gathers into a gentle hill. He surges forward, sliding down the slope with a practiced grace, the final notes of his melody resonating through the crisp air. He comes to a smooth stop directly in front of Uri and Wickston, his eyes snapping open to meet theirs. A slow, confident smile spreads across his face, charming and effortless. With a slight tilt of his head, the fiddler lowers his violin, his presence as captivating as his performance.
Well, hello. I wasn't expecting an audience. Welcome.
Uri kind of blushes a little at the attractive-looking demon man. When it clicks, it's a demon. He jumps back a little and starts panicking.
You're a...
Demon? Yeah, I guess that's true. But folks just call me the Fiddler. Traveling bard extraordinaire.
With a sweeping, theatrical flourish, he spins on his heel, whips his coat dramatically, and dips into an extravagant bow. One hand pressed on his chest, as if accepting thunderous applause. Yuri's eyes get very wide as the sweat starts rolling down the side of his face. Wickston smiles and tries to give him a handshake.
Nice to meet you.
Uri quickly snatches up Wickston and holds him close to him as he moves back.
The demon in the forest!
Uri takes off in a run, going towards the opening. The fiddler just watches him with a confused look on his face and his head tilted.
Wait, why are we running away? He seemed like a nice guy.
Nice guy? Wickston, that was a demon. Do you have any idea what those guys do to guys like us?
I don't know. Throw them a pizza party?
Uri lifts him up to his face to get a better look, and gives him the most puzzled look.
Pizza? What? Wickston, now isn't the time for jokes.
Wickston gives him a puzzled look back. They manage to get a bit of distance away from the fiddler.
I knew coming in this damn forest was a bad idea.
Oh, come on, Uri. It's not so bad.
Wickston, we almost got cooked by trees, had huge frickin' boulders almost crush out our guts, quicksand nearly devour us whole, and fell off the side of a cliff into the den of a demon.
Uri begins looking around.
And now I think we're lost.
He tries looking for the map in his bag.
And our map is gone.
You should have never come here.
Why did I think I could do this?
You're gonna die out here.
We're gonna die out here.
I guess everyone was right about you.
I can't do this. I'm not strong enough.
Tears start rolling down the side of his face.
I was an idiot to think I could help you get home. I'm nothing but a second-rate witch who couldn't cut it when it really counted.
Don't you think you're being too hard on yourself?
No, I'm...
He looks up to realize that the fiddler is standing right in front of him with a big, goofy smile.
How many times are you gonna mention that I'm a demon?
Where did you come from?
It zooms out to reveal that they are right back where they left him.
You two made a huge circle. It was very entertaining to watch.
Uri facepalms himself.
Son of a...
You two seem lost.
A little, yes. We lost our map, Mr. the Fiddler.
Wickston, don't talk to him.
We're on our way to the flower festival in Floralia.
We don't even know if that's the right place.
It is.
Yuri looks over back at him wide-eyed.
Floralia. Near Giant's Pass, by the border of Big Mas? Right?
Yeah. That's the one.
I've never been myself, but heard that the flowers are to die for. Soft and ever so fragrant.
Yes! Rolling hills as far as the eye can see.
Rolling hills in a forest? This place just keeps getting weirder.
Well, if you guys are lost, I know the way to at the very least Giant's Pass. I could take you.
He looks over at Yuri and smiles.
If you'd like. That is, if you're okay with traveling with a demon.
He chuckles a little and reaches his hand out to help Yuri off of the ground. Yuri stares into his big, beautiful eyes and takes his hand without even realizing.
Can we, Yuri? Oh, please, Yuri.
Yuri? Huh. That's a pretty name. I think that means God of Light in Witch, right?
God of... what?
Yuri snaps out of it and takes his hand back.
Oh, look here, bub. I don't know what you're trying to pull here, but it ain't gonna work.
He looks over at Wickston, who is giving him puppy dog eyes with a single tear.
Fine. Not like we have much of a choice. Can you really get us to Floralia?
You're traveling with the world's best wandering bard. I can get you just about anywhere. And sing you a song too.
Please, no singing. Just help us get to where we're going, please.
How about a ballad?
No.
What about an ode? Ode to Yuri.
Gods, no.
A villanelle?
I'm regretting this.
Final offer. A rondo.
Woo! Do you know any limericks?
Do I? There was once a candle named Wick, whose flames both clever and quick. He danced through the night with a flicker of light and set every shadow to flick.
Wickston's eyes light up.
Please don't encourage him.
Final offer. Chanting. Oh Yuri, so gloomy, so grey. He scowls at the sunshine, it frightens the day.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Don't make me hurt you.
Fine. I'll just hum.
Yuri rolls his eyes.
Shall we?
Don't do it!
Sure.
Moments later, the three of them are walking throughout the forest. Wickston in his humanoid form, trying to get to know the Fiddler. Yuri is walking a little bit behind him, keeping his distance.
So, you've really been throughout this forest?
You got it, little one. I've been playing all over, traveling and playing old Zephyr here.
He lifts his violin for him to see. Wickston's eyes began sparkling at the very sight of his beautifully handcrafted instrument.
Ooh! I really liked your song and dance from earlier.
Thanks. It's always a pleasure to spread the joys of song.
His eyes look behind him at Yuri, who is acting like he isn't listening in on their conversation.
You know, music has always been a big part of my life. Old Zephyr used to belong to my father. He left it for me. Before he...
He cuts himself off and looks down sadly, when he realizes they are both looking at him and tries to change the subject.
Anyways, so Yuri, you seem to be trailing behind. Why don't you come join us up here?
I'm fine back here, thanks.
I don't want you getting lost. The landscape here is always changing here in the forest.
I'll take my chances.
It's okay. I don't bite.
Yeah, come on, Yuri.
What's with this goody-goody act? He's just trying to lower your guard.
Yuri stops in his tracks.
Look, you and I are not friends. You said you can take us to Floralia, so can we just do that? We don't need to bond.
Not like you trust a demon anyway.
Hey, Yuri, don't be like that.
Don't get sucked up into all that charm and charisma crap. You see right through him.
What's his game?
He's waiting for you to let your guard down so we can steal Wickston.
The Fiddler gives Wickston a pat on the head.
Well, at least you like me, Wickston.
Yuri's eyes tighten in anger. He gets in between them and pulls Wickston close to him.
Get your grubby claws off him!
Everyone stops walking and there is a sort of awkward silence. The Fiddler gives him a confused face when it dawns on him what he means.
Oh! Oh.
For a moment, he just stands there, stripped of his usual bravado, looking small and deeply hurt.
You think I want to eat him? Don't you?
Uri says nothing. He looks away from him and starts clutching Wickston tightly.
I'm not stupid. I've heard the stories. I've read about the war, about the blood feud. I'm aware of what demons do.
Have you ever met a real demon before?
Well, no.
That's what I thought. Yes, some demons eat familiars. However, I do not. Then again, I guess I'm not like most demons.
He clutches his violin in his hand tightly. Uri notices and starts letting his grip of Wickston go a little. Wickston runs over to the Fiddler and gives him a hug on his legs.
You know, I'm not clueless. I know my people have done some terrible things, but I would never do anything to hurt either one of you.
Before Uri can finish his thought, in the distance, a bush begins rumbling behind them. Wickston and Uri hear nothing. The Fiddler's ears perk up. With a fluid motion, he quickly draws out his bow and violin, then pivots on his foot into a 180-degree turn. Following the motion, he does an arc over the bow, and a wave of magical energy comes flying out of the violin and into the bush. Out of the bush flies out a throne's angel Ophanim.
What the?
Get back!
The Ophanim's many eyes whirl around its massive head in a dizzying pattern, before snapping into focus, each one locking onto them with unnerving precision.
What is that thing?
It's an Ophanim! It's gonna attack! Get back now!
The Ophanim's eyes pulse with a sinister glow before unleashing a chaotic barrage of searing laser beams, firing in every direction like a storm of light. The Fiddler reacts instantly, diving out of the way with a graceful twist. In one fluid motion, he draws his bow across his violin, releasing a shimmering arco wave aimed at the creature. But the shot veers wide, striking harmlessly against the trees beyond.
Crap! Uri, take Wickston and get out of here!
What?
Go!
Wickston runs over to Uri. He picks him up and makes a beeline out of the line of fire. One of the eyes sees them and takes a shot at them. The Fiddler quickly draws his bow again, sending a powerful blast of magic straight into the incoming laser. The two forces collide midair with a blinding flash erupting into an explosion of light and sound that rocks the surrounding air. Uri stops, glancing at him for a moment. Then they keep moving. The Ophanim starts getting angry. It focuses all its lasers into one blast at the Fiddler. Once the Fiddler sees they are safely out of the way, a bunch of energy starts flowing around him, and music starts playing from nowhere.
Let's dance, you twinkly-eyed son of a bitch.
The Fiddler closes his eyes, drawing a deep, steadying breath as he reaches inward, aligning himself with the ancient magic coursing through his blood. With a swift practice motion, he pricks his fingers on one of his own fangs. A single drop of crimson wells up. He wipes it carefully across one of old Zephyr's strings. The violin hums with new, primal energy as he draws the bow across the blood-marked string. The music shivers through the air, and the world itself seems to tremble in response. From the swirling mist around him, 4 identical clones materialize, each one shimmering with a faint otherworldly glow. Moving in perfect harmony, the clones rush to his side, forming a living shield just as a searing blast tears toward them. They absorb the impact without hesitation, standing firm as the Fiddler's music rises, fierce and defiant, a breathtaking display of power, magic, and unbreakable spirit. It fires a laser at each of the clones. They take the hit and quickly dematerialize.
Whoa.
While this is happening, the Fiddler leaps into the air and delivers one huge final arco blast at it.
How about an E?
The Ophanim takes the blast full force and falls out of the air unconscious. The Fiddler lands ever so gracefully, light as a feather. Wickston and Uri are staring in awe.
That was amazing! How did you do that?
That was... Thank you.
That was nothing. You should see me when I try. I told you I wouldn't let you get hurt.
Yuri's face blushes a little.
Well then. Yeah.
We should get out of here. Often rarely travel alone.
Uri looks down, takes a deep breath, and prepares to speak, when unknown to anyone else, a dark, shadowy hand covers his mouth.
Don't tell me you're gonna let that change your mind about him. Don't be an idiot. You can't trust anybody.
Uri shakes off the negative voice in his head.
No.
Wickston and the Fiddler both turn around back to him.
Fiddler, I'm sorry. I was very rude to you. And you've done nothing but be kind to us. To me. I'm sorry. Thank you for saving us back there.
Wickston looks between the two of them. The Fiddler smiles, walks over to him, and sticks his hand out. Uri reaches out to give him a handshake, but the Fiddler pulls him in and gives him a hug.
What are friends for?
Uri stares off into space in shock. The Fiddler lets him go and starts back on his way. He gestures his hand. Come on.
Now come on, man. We're burning daylight. It's a long way to Floralia.
A fragile likeness stirs inside Uri. One so small he's almost afraid to acknowledge it. Could he really trust someone again? Someone so wild, so unpredictable. The thought lingers, absurd yet tempting. And for the first time in what feels like forever, a soft, unguarded smile creeps onto his face.
Hey, wait for me.
From a distant perch, a shadowed figure peers through the distorted glass of a strange, glinting lens, silently observing the scene unfold. Without a word, they raise a slender piccolo to their lips and play a few soft, haunting notes. At their command, the opening dissolves into the air, its massive form unraveling into a swirl of cherry blossom petals that vanish into the wind, leaving behind only an unnatural silence.